everyone, instead of making two separate videos, I'm going to combine this. You're about to watch, and I record these separately, a video where I kind of just reflect on the year Gotham Knights had, really leading into Gotham Knights existing, and then also into the future. One quick update, it definitely seems Gotham Knights is over. If you guys take a look at this picture, it shows the same job position, right? Same person, same job position. They were working on Gotham Knights all the way up to November, and then December onward, they're working on something else. So, I mean, kind of exciting, right, that they're working on a second game. The team that made Gotham Knights. We know there's the other team. The team that made Gotham Knights, it certainly seems that between November, this heroic assault, and now December, they have shifted work to the next game. So I do think it is the closing of Gotham Knights. I guess it's possible that there could still be a smaller crew working on additional DLC, but just for some added context. And what you're about to see, maybe parts of it are outdated based off of this stuff. But enjoy the video, and I'll talk to you guys next time. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to look back at Gotham Knights, say my goodbyes, talk about the game going into 2023, all that kind of stuff, almost like a Gotham Knights update, but also a farewell, because I guess jumping to the end of the story, I do feel we're at the end of the road. I don't envision DLC coming. I think it's possible for sure. And if it happens, I'll cover it. I'll talk about it. And I'll play it. Ultimately, that may be the most important part, right? But I really, sitting here now at the end of December, I don't really see this game continuing. I'm sure there'll be people that still play it. The numbers continue to dwindle. I do think the Christmas time may help it out a little bit, and a lot of games do actually get pretty good boosts around Christmas time. People do honestly, statistically, get games on Christmas Day. You'll see them play. You'll see numbers kind of spike back up. Nothing near when it first released or anything like that, but you will see numbers go up. But I just feel because of the lack of communication, I don't even want to call it that, right? That is the reason. But I don't want to call it lack of communication because I just really think there isn't plans to do anything more. But the fact that they haven't said anything, we got the heroic assault update, and that was it. And that's fine, by the way. It's not necessarily some massive negative. And then they don't say anything else. I just don't think we're going to get future things in 2023. So in some way, this is goodbye and I'm not saying goodbye to you guys, because we got Suicide Squad, we eventually got Wonder Woman, we got a lot of other, and any DC thing, plus just other games in general that you may watch me for. There's a lot to talk about. But in terms of Gotham Knights, and we'll talk about, this path, but 2022 is the year. It was the year Gotham Knights actually released, and it actually is kind of insane to think about. And it's even more insane that it really has drifted away from my memory, from being a casual, I think about it every day kind of thing. I don't think Hogwarts Legacy will experience the exact same thing, but it will be somewhere in the ballpark of, it's something you talk about for so long, and something that every day just kind of gets brought up somewhere, whether it's a Twitter DM or just Twitter in general or YouTube. You just see it, or you hear about it, you think about it, and I don't do that anymore, for Gotham Knights. And again, that's okay. So 2022 was the year. The game came out. The game released in October. And I will say, as time has gone on, I have forgotten about this game more and more. And it is a pro-con. I don't think, and I'm not here to change any of the opinions I said back with the review. I stand on, look, I'm not overly positive on the game like you may have seen some other people do. I'm not overly negative. I don't think this is a garbage, bottom of the barrel kind of game, but I do not think this is a game of the year or some flawless, experience that God invented. I think this is a heavily flawed game that ultimately, and maybe to its biggest, issues, was a game that released. It was fine. I don't regret playing it. I'll always remember it because of just what Gotham Knights did to the channel for 4 years and all that stuff. But it's a game that left, in my opinion, just my opinion, zero impact. It didn't change the landscape. And is that unfair to lay upon its feet that this is the game that needed to do something? Well, to be honest with you, going into it, I never thought it was going to. But you follow Arkham, whether you like it or not. And we've talked about this before, right? Just being part of DC and WB Montreal and not having done anything since Origins. There's a lot here. I really stand on maybe my ultimate prediction in life, or at least in gaming, years ago when we had seen it, I guess, at DC Fandom, one of the first things I said, and I never really altered my opinion, was this is going to be a game that comes out. It's going to be a fine game, maybe good, maybe average, maybe slightly below, somewhere in that realm, but it's not going to do a single thing to kind of like, revolutionize the gaming industry. It's just going to be a game that releases, which to some is fine, which is also fine. To the gaming industry, it's fine. But you look at what the Arkham games did before it, and if people expect, if people want, if people hope for some sort of this seismic shift where it's like they did it again. And yes, we're talking about technically Rocksteady with the crux of Arkham, but if you're expecting that here, you aren't going to get it. I feel like that's kind of my ultimate prediction. Now, all of that's subjective, right? It's all subjective. But I do feel this game came out, and objectively, it's not amazing. It's also not horrible. It's kind of in the middle, and it didn't really do anything. People forgot about it. People stopped playing it. Nobody really talks about it. I don't think you're going to look at it as some beacon of anything or really a negative example, right? Like Marvel's Avengers continuously gets picked on for the stuff that it proved a lesson to the industry. Cyberpunk proved lessons to the industry. I don't think Gotham Knights you're going to look back to in 3-4 years and say, yeah, remember that and remember these issues that we're still kind of dealing with. Like, I don't think it's got that negative wave, but I also don't think it necessarily has a positive wave. So it's a very interesting, it really is. It's an interesting game to me because, and I've said this before, but just again, like, it really is a goodbye to this game that for me, like it did so much. Now I'm never going to say that my channel is a DC specific channel or was a Gotham Knights channel or a Hogwarts Legacy channel or a Scream channel because it's none of those things. Okay. While I cover these things very in depth and probably make more videos than 99% of the internet or other people that cover these things, I don't consider myself a DC channel or a Gotham Knights channel. I never have, I never will. But the impact that it obviously had on the channel, I can't thank it enough. Like, it's actually weird for a game that was just very average to me and just all of that stuff that I just said, that I thank it so much for doing what it did because, for 4 years, it did help the channel grow quite a bit. And it was so much fun talking about it. It was a ride. Like, it was an actual ride from leaking days to confirmation to lead up and all the drama on both sides and people liking it, people hating it, and then the game coming out. Like, it's nuts. And it's happened before. There has been a couple other times that these, like Pirates of the Caribbean, which was probably like the first big one for me. But, there have been some times where this has happened, and it's always like quite the I don't make it up. It's quite the experience to like ride the wave in the way that I guess I did as a content creator. And then also from the game itself, like, again, I don't regret playing it, and I did have fun. And I probably had the most fun playing with you guys or playing with other people in Heroic Assault. And I never actually finished Heroic Assault, so maybe one day I'll go back or over this Christmas time. And that's the thing. I mean, this is a game that I don't know if I'll ever go back to, but it holds a special place in my heart. The game will always be important in some degree where, like, I'll always remember it. I'll always remember playing it. I probably will never forget talking about it or just analyzing it as I was playing it. I'll never forget those things. But, I will say as time goes on, like, I do forget the game existed, generally in terms of like, oh yeah, that was in October and this was such a big deal and now it's over. It kind of just disappears in a way, but it is what it is. I had a ton of fun. I had a blast for 4 years talking about it. If this is the end with the game, which I do believe that it is, it's sad. It's the closing of one chapter and the opening of another. And I say chapter because, again, like, this was kind of the first one, and I intend to make Suicide Squad special and Wonder Woman special and all this stuff. I'm not stopping. It has no repercussions on me going forward. But, the game itself, some people will remember it as being an incredible thing. Some people really, truly, and I do believe them, love this game, and I'm not here to stomp on anybody. If you want to love this game, you love it. If you want to hate it, you hate it. That's totally, I've literally always said that. For 4 years, I've said that. So, your opinion totally is fine by me. It's just that's where I stand on it. And I guess final farewell, Gotham Knights. This was the freaking year. This is the year of the whole lead up, a major lead up to this game. And then it released, and you don't get that too often. I guess games releasing, or WB Montreal games, I guess, specifically releasing. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. What'd you think of Gotham Knights? What do you think about it, now looking back? Make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on. If you want to follow or support me anywhere else, all my social medias in the description below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.